Thank you for tuning in one more time with us on Talking Ball. We're getting Dallas on the phone, our third man, if you've never watched us.
Dude, hey, shout him out. Hey, say something, Dow.
What's up, fellas?
Dude, how are you feeling, brother?
Dude, we're doing all right, I guess.
Dow's potentially mid-vid, as we've mentioned a couple times.
COVID.
Mid-vid, yeah. But we're doing okay.
Hey, everybody's commenting they miss you, bro.
Well, I appreciate it.
For those that may be watching this that haven't watched our previous videos the last couple of days, we have been AFK. We've been sick. We've had COVID.
Brother?
AFK is like a video game term. It's
Okay.
away from keyboard.
I like that.
If you're an AFK, you ain't been around.
Okay.
We've been a little MIA, missing in
I
action.
know that one.
See, I gotta spell out the acronyms for John. But I had
CIA,
COVID.
baby.
John got COVID. We were on a youth retreat for a week, so we were going out of town. John come back, had COVID. I come back, had COVID. Now Dallas has got COVID.
Yeah.
So we've been in a bad way the last few weeks, but we're getting it together. And here in the coming weeks, Dallas will get right. But we're just gonna talk a little bit about what we think and what we think needs to happen and things like that for this national championship. I mean, the national title game. Dallas, do you want to say anything in regards to Cam Smith?
Yes, as we always do. Thank you, Cam.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Cam.
With the Just Jesus Radio Network, internet radio app, all your gospel preaching, gospel singing. Our boy Dave is on there as always, 8:30 on Saturday mornings. Also with the American Senior Benefits Insurance Company. All your insurance needs, make sure you give him a call for any questions you may have about that.
Dude, I missed that.
We've the last couple videos I've done that, Dal, and I did the Just Jesus part fine.
Yeah.
I don't know much about the insurance part.
The American Senior Benefits, baby. ASN. Come on now.
That's
Hey,
right.
you killed that, Dallas.
Go Dogs.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So how do y'all want to go about this? This obviously isn't our typical game day,
Right.
but we could look at it a little bit. Why don't we pick a player? Why don't we go person
Okay, I like
and
it.
say, I'm going to pick my breakout player. Once again, I'm going with Brock Bowers.
Brock Bowers. Okay.
And I'm not even going to say breakout. I'm saying key.
Yeah.
A key to the game, I think, is Brock Bowers. I think Nakobe Dean is a key. I think Jordan Davis is a key. I think those guys are just going to do what they do.
Right. No, I agree with that.
And I think Brock Bowers is going to do what he does, but I think Georgia's offense is more centered around Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers is my key player, my pick to click.
What's your key player, Dallas? For either team.
I think it comes down to, I really do. I think it comes down to Stetson. And I was watching ESPN this morning, and they were, it was media days for Georgia, and I really think it comes down to Stetson staying in itself.
Not trying to do too much.
Trying not to do something that he can't. Just making sure that he manages the game. He doesn't have to go out there and go blow for blow with Bryce Young.
Right.
But what he has to do is limit turnovers.
Oh, absolutely.
I like the take.
And that was two of the big things in the last game, was those two big turnovers
Right.
that he had. Yeah, he played well enough, I do believe, to win the game last time. But it was those two turnovers that ultimately cost him the game. And
Right.
I think he's got to stay in himself in order to keep Georgia in the game. He has to limit turnovers.
Yeah, absolutely agree. I will say mine is y'all both went with the Georgia players. So I'll go with the Bama one. It's not it's not as obvious as Bryce Young. I'm gonna stay away from that. It's still a pretty obvious one. But I say Will Anderson. I think Will Anderson has to show why he is probably the best defensive player in college football, arguably. He hasn't had that big game. I think he needs to be able to get after Stetson Bennett. I believe he needs to be able to help in the run game, which he's been able to do all year. I think he's got to be that guy for Bama. I think he needs to have the best game that he's had all year. I think he's got to dominate. And I think if he does, if he can do well in pass coverage as he does from time to time, if he can get after the quarterback, if he can help in that run game that's been a little bit hit or miss for Bama this year, that's going to be a huge benefit for Bama to win again.
So I watched media.
Thing,
you're good.
We seen Bryce Young throw the ball a good bit on Georgia, and it's because no team, and we found that out against Michigan. No team is going to run down
Not without
Georgia's
passing.
throat. But we've seen a lot more run-heavy game from Bama against Cincinnati, so I'll be eager to see. I'll be eager to see if they come out and try that same game plan, where they ran the ball a lot, or will they where they go back to that pass heavy
Right.
attack.
I'll tell you what, I seen something where it was like absolutely flipped in the SEC championship game. Bama threw it something like 40-something times, ran it like 20-something times, and then the semifinal ran it 40-something times, threw it 20-something times, and that just shows you how versatile this Bama offense really can be.
Yeah, if they get that running game going, dude, I mean, it's hard for anybody to stop them.
Oh, absolutely.
So I was watching media days as well, and here's what I kind of saw.
Which, by the way, Stetson Bennett had the greatest media day I've ever watched.
Stetson Bennett is awesome to watch, listen to, and talk. He just wants to win.
He literally doesn't care.
No, he just wants to win.
Yeah.
He doesn't-
Mailman, baby.
He doesn't care what. They asked Quay Walker, one of our inside linebackers, if Stetson's able to block out noise, and his answer was this: Stetson uses a flip phone.
Yeah. He ain't even hearing the noise.
He doesn't know about
Yeah,
the
I
noise.
mean, for real.
Did you watch his media day, David?
I didn't see Stetson.
Dude, they asked him about the flip phone.
Oh, really? I'm gonna have to go
Yeah,
back
I'm
and
about to go
watch.
back and watch that a little bit.
You
But
know
I-
what his reasoning why he has a flip phone?
No.
Well, from what he said is coming into this year, he knew that he was going to have a lot going on, and he knew that his life was going to be hectic, and he found himself on his phone a lot. So he decided, I'm gonna go ahead and just get a flip phone. He's like, I still have my laptop, I still have my tablet. He was like, but I'm gonna limit my time on my phone, so that's why he went with the flip phone.
Absolute savage.
Man.
I'm telling you,
That's my
dude.
quarterback.
In Stetson, we believe. I'll tell you what, if Georgia wins this game 50-7, there's still gonna be Georgia fans out there. We'd have won 70-7 if we had JT.
Oh, that's fast.
That's a fact.
But here's what I was gonna say. From what I saw, Bryce Young, he just looks nonchalant
Right.
and calm, poised. All the Alabama guys did.
Oh yeah.
Every Georgia guy I watched, they look like they're about to go to Vietnam.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad
Right.
thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if when we play the game we're gonna say, okay, Georgia's locked in,
Right.
or could they be overthinking?
Yeah.
It's
Well,
Bama.
did you hear that they asked Kirby Smart if he wanted, because apparently like there's an option like when your team arrives that the band or something can like welcome you and all that. There's like a certain band or something that can welcome your team there, for the Natty, and he declined it. He said he said he didn't want a band there to welcome. He said this was a business trip.
All right, baby.
I like it.
Interesting.
That's my coach. I need to go back and watch. I watched more of the Bama part than I did the Georgia part because I didn't catch it.
Well, Kirby didn't give his today. He gave his. It was one day this past
okay.
week.
I need to go back to just on YouTube and watch all of it, and I will here in a little bit. But like I said, man, Georgia was like they're about to go to war.
Yeah.
And that may be good, it may be
Might
bad.
be bad. Might be a
I
little
don't
bit
know.
of both. I don't know.
Bama's poise may be good.
Yeah.
But I wonder if just a little bit Bama's taking Georgia lightly.
Yeah. I don't know.
I wonder. But
Well, they were saying as far as the fan count was going to be, that it seems that from what they were thinking, there would probably be more Georgia, and this is what they said, that one of the guys, there would probably be more Georgia fans than there would be Alabama fans, just in the fact that Alabama goes to the national championship.
That's a real thing.
So Georgia fans are taking advantage of getting
we travel
to go.
pretty well.
I was gonna say legit. I mean, as a Bama fan, most of them have probably already been to a natty. So I mean,
A lot of them
yeah.
have.
I mean, like legit.
I potentially was looking at tickets earlier this morning. But
He was.
Dallas-
You looked at tickets quite a bit today, or like quite a bit this year.
The guy ever text you back, Dave?
Yeah, I talked to him a little bit. But the ones he had were sold. It sold for $300 a piece.
It's really not that bad.
How much?
$300.
Oh, okay.
I'd have loved it. I probably would have sent it.
For a natty,
Called
that's
out
really
Monday
not
and
that
took a
bad,
vacation
dude.
day Tuesday. But with all that said, I guess we're just going to give our predictions.
Yeah.
We've already really previewed these games. This game, kind of in a sense, just to give a little bit of a preview. We've talked about and we mentioned what these teams had to do to win, and the most important things that I believe Georgia has to get pressure defensively. Offensively, don't turn the ball over and play your style of football. Alabama, offensively, protect Bryce Young.
Right.
And defensively, stop the run. And
that getting pressure, like you said, I believe is
Yeah, that's what we said.
is probably the biggest.
it is.
Without
I
question.
believe it outweighs everything.
And I mean,
else.
we've seen that so many times. We've seen it in the Super Bowl last year. Why was Tampa Bay able to win so big? They were able to get after Patrick Mahomes and stop him.
Yep.
Why was Clemson able to dominate a few years back when we won the 90 in 2018? We had that great D line. We were able to get after Tua. I mean, we were constantly able to get. That's such a big deal in football.
They said on there one of the ladies one of the girls that was covering Georgia said that it's hard. You just about can't talk to any Georgia player and them not mention that they didn't get one sack on Bryce Young last or 2 weeks or whenever they played him.
That's definitely gonna be a key of emphasis. There's no doubt about that.
Oh yeah, because that's what Georgia prides itself on, getting to the quarterback.
Oh, absolutely.
And they didn't. You know,
I don't know how many for sure we got, but I want to say we had 5 or 6 against Michigan.
Yeah, 7 against Clemson?
7 against Clemson. I don't know if this has been a record year for Georgia sack numbers, but it's had to be.
It's definitely up there.
I think y'all got like 46 or 47 this year.
I remember the year we went to and lost to Bama in the SEC championship. We had 23.
That's wild, bro.
23 sacks. We've doubled it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
crazy. But I guess unless I don't know how much more previewing y'all want to do.
Yeah, I say we just go ahead and jump in the picks. I will say this: Dallas normally does this, but I want to say I'm gonna let him tally this up one day. I want to say me and him are tied again. That would, let me see, 59, 60, 61. I think we're 62 and 26, and I think David is 57.
If you want to write it down.
Or actually 61. Let me do it real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he went 4 and 2. So you're 60. What's 58 plus 4? 62, right?
62.
Yeah, 62 and 27. I'm 62 and 27. And then David is 57, 58, 59, 60, and 29. Or yeah. So we all went 4 and 2. And so me and Dallas are tied 62 and 27, and David is 60 and 29 this year. And I'm trying to think who got the closest. I don't know who got the closest Georgia score. So do you remember the score of that game?
Of what game?
The Georgia-Michigan game, because we did the score for
11
that.
11 to 34.
35-11.
35-11. So David would have got, really Dylan would have gotten the closest score. And Dylan went 4 and 2. As what? Or Dylan went? Did he go 5 and 1? No. Dylan went 4 and 2. He would have the closest, but out of us, David would have got the closest score. So we'll give you an extra point. So you're 61 and 29. So I guess if you got it right and had the closest score, you could probably tie.
Sweet.
So you could tie for the lead, and I don't know what we'll do to break it down. But okay, so pretty much it's almost a 3-way tie at this point, just about. David's about 1 game behind. So let's go ahead and let's start with you, David. Picks for the Georgia game.
First off, I always say that when making these predictions, you have to try to get your emotions out of it, and you have to get your wants out of it. Because if you're going to make an accurate prediction, you have to base it off what you know and not what you want and hope. I can't do that against Georgia and Bama and the Natty.
Yeah.
I can't get my emotion. I'm the biggest Georgia fan y'all know. I mean, I don't see how there's bigger Georgia fans than me out there. I think we're all pretty even.
Right.
You may say, I go to more games, you just have more money than me and more time. But my score prediction, I'm going to go with 34-17.
Okay.
I don't.
34-17.
I'm taking us by 17. I think that's possible. I think it could happen. I think if we got pressure on them, we could hold them under 20. That defense, outside of one game, has been generational.
Oh, no, absolutely it has.
We played Arkansas, who come in rolling, shut them out.
Yeah.
Kentucky, their offense was rolling, shut them out.
Yeah.
Tennessee's offense was rolling, 13 points. Michigan has a great offense. And now they don't match up well against us, but they have a good offense. And they scored a touchdown on our third string.
Yeah.
If you don't think we can hold this Bama offense under 20 when they're missing a star receiver, then and their offensive line is banged up, you're missing something.
You're
it's possible.
Especially like you said, if you get Bryce Young rattled.
Yep, and that's what we have to do. Not only do you have to get in the backfield, you got to get him on the ground.
Right.
But I will say this. I'll say that after. Y'all go and do your picks.
All right, Dallas, you up?
I said a couple weeks ago after the SEC championship, I said that I would never pick against
Nick Saban.
Nick Saban again. Well, I'm going to have to repent because I lied.
Ooh.
I'm going with Georgia because here's my reason. It's hard to beat a team.
Wish I could put the helmet on.
It's hard to beat a good team
Right down my hair.
twice in the same year, especially
Yeah, absolutely.
twice in a month. But it's also hard to beat Nick Saban. Period. But I like what I seen out of Georgia last week. I think they look ready. I think they're prepared. I think, like me and Dave was telling us this morning, I think there was some underlying things going on 2 weeks ago as far as some sickness going on in the team, and that was evident. You could see.
You like the
So
detail?
I think this is one for the ages. I'm going to go Georgia 28-26.
I think I'm gonna put a new mask on.
28-26. Dang. I really did not think we'd clean sweep Georgia. I'll tell you what.
That's a bad thing.
Yeah, it is a terrible thing.
It is.
I really thought you would pick Bama. So I guess now it's really going to come down to who has the closest score. Because there's a few things I can't get over. It's probably the dumbest take. Probably the dumbest pick I'll ever make. I picked Georgia in the SEC championship game. They pretty much got blown out. I mean, Saban, the only man he's ever lost to in the national championship is Dabo freaking Sweeney, who's the second greatest coach in college football history. I'm kidding. But you don't bet against Saban. You don't bet against Bama.
No, sir, but we're not betting.
Yeah, we're not betting. And as you said, it's so hard to win a rematch. And I think a lot of people, and I've said it so much, and if you constantly watch these videos, you're probably annoyed by it. But so many people overlook how much Bama really has struggled this year, even late. It's not like they struggled the first 3 weeks of the season. They struggled against Auburn bad.
They struggled all year.
And we've seen Georgia have one bad game. Now, I'm not saying that can't happen again, but it's hard to win a rematch. Really hard to win a rematch. As David said, I don't know if it was this video. I think it was other video. But, I mean, if you got in a fist fight with somebody and you lost bad, you know exactly what to fix. The other one has to try to maintain. That's a hard thing to do. We've seen it a lot. And they're out John Mechie. And that's not necessarily an excuse that I'm giving, but that's huge, man. When they really don't have a ton of depth, at least veteran depth at the wide receiver position, there's no way, in my opinion, that Georgia defense is going 2 games against that same team and not being able to get any pressure.
Yep.
It's hard for me not to pick Georgia in this game, so I'm going to have to go with Georgia. That's what I really think is going to win this game, as crazy as it may sound. And the score I'm going with, I think it's going to be close. I don't see it being a blowout. Maybe I'm wrong here.
I don't really see it being a blowout either. But I picked this by 17.
I'm going to try and do some math in my head for my score prediction.
I'd really rather have us 34-24, but we'll just roll with what I said.
I'm going to go 31 Georgia to 27. So that's my score prediction. We're pretty close there, Dow.
31-27.
31-27. I think Georgia starts out again hot like they pretty much do every time against Bama. Gets a fairly early lead. I mean, nothing crazy. I think Bama brings it back in, and I think Georgia makes a few plays late, and their defense makes some few plays late to get the win.
What I'm looking for
that's crazy. We all
is
went Georgia.
The big interception, the big strip sack. I think something like that's going to happen. This defense is generational.
Yeah.
This is the grandest stage of them all. I think you're going to see a Nakobe Dean strip sack or a Keely Ringo pick, or whether it's a pick 6 or whatever. I think sooner or later a big play, a game changing play.
They said today on ESPN there was going to be how'd they call it, a thick 6. That Jordan Davis is going to get a pick 6. It's going to be a thick 6.
Well, and I will say this: I always find a way to try to plug Clemson in. That year that we dominated Bama all year, that Bama offense was literally, they were saying it's the greatest offense of all time. Went against probably the best defense Clemson's ever had. Early, Tua threw a pick 6 to A.J. Terrell. He threw an interception to Trayvon Mullen a little bit later in the game with a great disguise by Brent Venables. And then Trayvon Mullen got a huge sack coming off the edge. And Georgia has those exact caliber defense to make those big plays. 2 games against them. I just don't see that defense getting beat that bad in back-to-back games against the same football team. That's why I'm going with Georgia.
And I think the defense wins this game. I think Georgia wins this game.
Absolutely.
But I don't think we sit back and say, wow, look at Stetson. I don't think we sit back and say, wow, look at anybody.
Right. And at the exact same time, if Bama wins this game by 17 points, when we come up here to react about it, I'm going to say, I'm not shocked at all. I should have went with Bama.
You're right.
It's just so hard for me to see Georgia getting beat that bad again. And playing that bad.
I agree.
I just think that defense. I think Georgia defense is capable of playing out of their mind.
And I couldn't agree more. But
So thanks for watching, and let us know your thoughts down below.
let us know the score predictions down below. Don't give us too much hate for.
If you're new, I'm a
picking
UGA
Georgia.
homer.
Yeah.
I'm a big Georgia fan.
And believe it or not,
They're
we're
Clemson
Clemson fans, even though we did both pick Georgia, which shocked me.
They
I
don't
really
like
thought,
either one of us.
Yeah, I really thought Dow was going with Bama there, but I was pretty shocked.
But thanks for watching, and like I say, let us know your thoughts, and we're gonna try to react to this game potentially right after.
Yeah.
And post something. But thanks for tuning in, and word of the day, John.
Word of the day, exquisite.
Exquisite.
Hey, comment the scores below. I don't know how
Comment
to
your
spell
scores
it.
and go Dogs.
Hey, say something, Dow.
Work
Did you hang up on?
Yeah.